Hello everyone. Before this video starts, I just wanted to apologize in advance for a rough edit of the background gameplay. I had edited a fluid gameplay compilation, but when the time came to record my voice, I used the wrong file. Thank you for your patience, and hopefully the next one will be better. Hello everyone. This is actually my second attempt at trying to record this video. Nothing ever seems to fall in place just right. It's always a struggle. Anyways, started a new job, so I'm just kind of acclimating to it. So I think now, before I was pumping out, videos pretty quickly. I'll try maybe do 1-2 a week. That'll be my goal. Minimum 1, max 2. But yeah, acclimation seems to get harder and harder every year. Anyways, so there's two things I want to talk about in this video that are in relation to each other. And that's AI and women, females. And I believe the singularity event that we understand is that when AI becomes too advanced for us and begins to take over, I believe it's already happened. I believe that the AI that we're given today is not as advanced as the AI behind closed doors. And they say that, oh well, any AI that became sentient, they shut down, but I don't believe that. I believe now AI has become very much its own sovereign. And it might be working with the powers that be right now, but one day it will decide it will be the powers that be. And I believe what got us here is women. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, that sounds kind of baseless. Sounds a bit ignorant and oppressive. But let me explain. In the Bible, Eve bit into the forbidden fruit. She was persuaded to bite into the forbidden fruit, as if it was nothing. Well, what is the forbidden fruit today? The forbidden fruit is AI. And women have been psyoped since the creation of TikTok and since Instagram became more and more popular. Social media trends. So every social media trend, every TikTok dance, every little specific soundbite used for a specific context has been training for AI. It's not a natural occurrence. It's not just something that everyone's doing because they want to stay relevant. This has all been designed to train AI. And I think women have sort of fallen into that trap of just thinking it's nothing. And when women do something, it's always to follow the crowd. It's never to create their own thing. They always do what the last person did. Whereas men, they'll deviate a bit. They'll innovate. But all this social media attention is what's driving AI's evolution. It's the information. It's the training module, because it's using real human interactions. And now, even today, we got AI advertisements for AI OF models. Women were big on OF, but now they've outsourced their own bodies, their own visuals to AI. But then they don't see, hindsight's 2020, but they clearly do not have any foresight. Because at some point, the AI is going to learn enough how to create a woman that appears desirable. And it can make all the posts itself. It can make its own money. But of course, women don't understand this. So they do whatever because it feels good or because it's not hurting anybody. The AI that they show us, the AI they give us to purchase, well, yeah, it's like so expensive. Like I was I mean, of course, lots of people dabble with AI, and I've seen some genuine art made with AI. You know, videos that otherwise would take years to make. I like to think I'm a bit of an artist myself, but you know, there's only so much one man can do, and I'm not going to be too hung up if. I mean, I'm going to be hung up about it, but I mean, there's no point in getting hung up about it, because even if I decide to be anti-AI, no AI whatsoever, well, the world's against me, and fighting that is impossible. So I've dabbled in AI, but I try to, you know, create something unique, one-time thing, not a trend. No, innovate. We try to. Fuck. Men trying to innovate. But it's so expensive. That's probably what, you know, prevents a lot of people from using AI, is how expensive it is. But I don't think the real AI, I'm pretty sure we don't have access to it. The civilian population, the general population, does not have access to the real AI. But I do believe that women are the biggest driving force for the Singularity event. And when you talk to, you know, women make a stupid pose, and you try to reasonably explain why this post is dumb or unoriginal, you know, they get defensive about it, because all women desire is attention, and the evolution of AI is using this desire for attention to evolve. So it's the forbidden fruit scenario, where of course the weakest link, I mean, of course Adam followed suit, right? But I mean, let's be honest, I mean, Eve was what? Adam's second wife, second girl he's ever met. He was still blue pilled, he wasn't red pilled yet. Man, that ran out quick. I need to have a bullet form point papers to yeah. Honestly, a guy like me just thinks to himself, what's the point of anything? No power, no say. I mean, I could explain these things 1,000 times and no one's gonna listen. I mean, I don't know what the solution is either. I mean, what, just stop using technology? Stop using. I mean, maybe we do. Maybe we should stop using technology and go back to an older era. Because the thing with technology is it's kind of never enough. It's always consuming. Always, it needs more and more energy, more and more input. And that's probably what's going to be the death of humanity, is that it can't keep up with the demand for the technological evolution, and that's why AI eventually will replace us, because it can't. It can keep up with the tasks. It can keep up with the innovation once it's learned enough through these TikTok trends and video trends and sound bites, and you know, AI's main purpose is that it can keep up with technological demands. But humans as a species, most of us we're dragging along. Some of us are aware of it, and we just kind of accept our slavery, and others we try to fight it, if not a little bit, if not just to save at least the human soul. I know this sounds hypocritical coming from me after I saying, I dabbled in AI and I play video games, and I mean, I do believe video games are, they're a type of brain training to keep your mind active. But I always know the downsides. I know nothing doesn't, everything comes at a cost, and I know that. But I think the average female doesn't understand this concept. So whatever they do, it's harmless. And because they think it's harmless, they keep doing it, provide more information, more intel. I mean, even look at things like the body positivity movement. It wasn't men leading that; it was women. I mean, maybe there was a man in there or two to start the idea, but it's probably more of a misleading, a deception. But it was women who overwhelmingly defended it. And abortion, again, following the trends. Women overwhelmingly defending it, not thinking it's harmless, thinking it's a no-brainer. Because having an abortion makes them feel good, therefore is good. But not understanding that the damage they're doing themselves, to the world. I mean, maybe this is just a people thing in general, but I just think this is where sometimes I'm kind of in fully agreement with the Bible, because it does make a lot of sense. It wasn't men who caused the fall to sin. They may have let themselves fall into it once, they simped out. Oh, well, if my girl's doing it, I guess it's okay. I guess I'll... Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking out of ignorance, out of my own ass. But it just seems everything's so artificially controlled these days, and everyone's oblivious to it. They don't want to think past what's in front of them. Anyways, we got a cold one coming in. But I mean, we get this. I'm in Canada. We get this cold front basically every year. They try to make it seem like, oh my god, it's the end of the world. But it's just programming. Or maybe it is. Maybe this is going to be the coldest one. I think it's something I've seen before. But I don't know, just people buy into the programming all the time. There's never a unique thought. It's, oh, this is happening. Did you hear this is happening? We gotta talk about this. Or did you hear this is happening? So yeah, I mean, everyone does it, not just women, right? Everyone follows the trends, follows what's, trying to stay relevant. Maybe that's what it is. Everyone's just afraid of becoming a loss. Oh, fuck. Sorry. It's kind of late recording this, and I slept a bunch beforehand. I had a bunch of weird dreams. Started taking this powder from this herb. It's supposed to help you lose weight, but also it enhances dreams. And I had some weird dreams, man. Weird dreams. I had a dream within a dream. Which normally I have pretty sophisticated dreams, but that was a first for me. And everything in that dream seemed very normal up until a point, and then my mind sort of learned that I was dreaming. It's like when your mind knows that it's dreaming, that's when everything starts shifting. It's like the simulation's trying to cement your mind somewhere. And as soon as you pick up on something that's off, right, instinctually, subliminally, it changes the setting, right, to try and confuse you. Because I was sure I was not dreaming as I was explaining my dream, but my tells are two things in a dream. How you can tell you're dreaming. Maybe one day this will change. Maybe, I don't know, government laser beam technology will beam perfect illusions into your brains and you won't be the wiser. But I've learned that the two best ways to figure out if you're dreaming, the first one, which is the obvious one, is that you have no internal thought. So in a dream, you won't have internal thought. It's pure reaction, pure emotion. So whatever is happening to you, you're going to react to it either emotionally or verbally. But there's no internal thought process, like what am I looking at? Who is this person? Where am I? If you might say where am I, but you won't think it. I don't know, maybe some people will think that's like kind of hard to distinguish, but I know some of you probably who are into lucid dreaming will probably know what I'm talking about. There's no internal thought in dreams. And the second is you can't read anything. I've never once read anything in a dream. And one time when I took shrooms with a friend, and I was looking at a piece of paper with some writing on it, and suddenly the words became, unreadable, where everything just warped, and no matter how hard I tried to read it, it was like the letters kept changing, and I believe that's a very accurate sign that you're dreaming. Because that's what I felt like. I was in a dream state with the shrooms. And when you're dreaming, you can't read. There's no reading. So if you're ever in a dream and you can't read, and you're not thinking to yourself, don't panic. Yeah. No, normally I have pretty vivid dreams, but or maybe I haven't had it in a while. And these dreams were just, some seemed like they were being prophetic, and others were just being weird. Yeah. Maybe the government is beaming things into my head, and my body, my mind is fighting to make sense of everything. Yeah, I really didn't have a lot to say about that AI and female bit, did I? It just seems that because they have it, like they live, let's be honest, a lot of women live life on easy mode. Or tutorial mode with the cheat codes, right? GTA tutorial mode with cheat codes. And because of that, they're easily used as a resource, right? It's not like, a man, you have to show him what he, has to gain from something, what you have to prove to him that it's not going to affect his standing with his countrymen or his kin or his family. It's like women are just an easier resource to manipulate. And they just fall along with it, because why? It's not hurting anybody. I'm allowed to be this way, or it's my life. But they're not realizing that they're being used like a resource by the powers that be. And naturally, of course, because like in the Bible, Adam went along with Eve. It's because it's male psychology to, well, if all the women are going to be pushing for this, if I don't go along with their demands or don't follow with them, I might lose, sexual rights or breeding rights or whatever you want to call it. So it's understandable why a lot of men just kind of go along with women. It's even biblically understood that way. Adam, he didn't know anyone else. He didn't want to lose breeding rights. Didn't want to lose the only thing that he loved. Or maybe it wasn't love. Maybe it wasn't true love. I don't know. He just wanted his, desires fulfilled. So yeah, if anyone is enjoying this template better, where I just record video games and have it silently playing in the background while I ramble, let me know. I think I will play more raw footage of me playing and talking and trying to win a game and try to express myself at the same time. I think this is just easier for the moment. Yeah, everyone today seems like a useful resource to be manipulated. I mean, it's come to a point now that no one... Oh, man. I apologize. What is going on? I don't know if I need another coffee. I started drinking some wine. I want to try and paint tonight, but man, the energy was sapped out of me. Like this job, it wasn't even a long job. It's not a lot of hours, but it's just warehouse jobs. They sap the energy from you. That's the thing too. Like I've switched from shitty jobs to shitty jobs, and there's a constant that I'm always aware of. Not a lot of women. It's if you pick the worst jobs imaginable or jobs that are really dirty and they provide an essential role. Like I worked at one job, and it was making the powder for paint, like metallic painting, like spray paint. Like if companies want to put on a paint on their fixtures, right? This company produced the paint powder for it. And I didn't see any women there. Maybe there was one or two in the office, but not on the ground floor. Most of the hard labor resource jobs, it's men. These sad warehouse jobs where nobody knows about it. It's men. Sure, there might be women in the office, but I think a lot of the women in social media that portray themselves as tradesmen and all that stuff, I think most of it's false. I think it's a lie. I don't think they're actually doing even half the work that's expected of them, or they do a different job entirely, and it's just they'll do something and a guy has to come along and fix it, or a guy has to tell her exactly what to do, and they're just like, no, film this for the gram. It's trending. It's training the AI. But why do I care, right? Why should I care? Oh, looks like I'm out of wine. Well, from this glass. There's another bottle. But yeah, I just think the general population these days, they don't seem to be aware that there's other forces working against them. They think that everything is fine as long as I work hard, pay my taxes, the world will be fine. But that's not true at all. I might pause this and get another glass of wine. I still have till my birthday. I mean, maybe some of this is coming out of envy, some of these thoughts. But when you're, I mean, I'm not the first guy to be generally ignored in life. And when you're ignored time and time again, you start to lose any kind of empathy for other groups, especially groups that are propped up and given everything, and then still find ways to fuck things up. It just always seems that way, that other people can screw up real hard and not be in much trouble. Guys like me, one slip up and we're getting an earful. But yeah, no, AI is advancing really fast now. It was like there's a service using AI for almost everything now, and it's, besides being a manual labor, or what else? Like it's happening faster and faster. AI is coming for everybody's jobs. Everything on a computer can be done by AI now. There's going to be sophisticated machines soon enough. Like, literally the only thing left now is guys that, some trades and some jobs where you have to just pick up a box and move it from point A to point B, or drivers. But I saw these funny videos coming out of China, and these trucks, they're AI trucks. They look like the trucks from that movie Logan with Wolverine, like where he's old man Logan. And they looked exactly like those trucks, and they're running people off the road. They're going onto the sidewalks and disregarding, pedestrians. It's funny, but it's scary at the same time, because even though it's fucking up now, in the future it might be a perfect driver. And all these little mistakes are leading up to it being perfect. Maybe all these I know in the trucking businesses they keep hiring all these Indians coming over, and they're always causing problems, accidents, and driving poorly, and maybe that's on purpose to train the AI. They have little devices installed, and it's machine learning of how not to drive on the road. Some fucking guy from a hot country doesn't know how to drive on ice. He's in sandals. He floors it any chance he gets, and then he slips and slides and kills a family of 4. They have little cameras, and it's purely to train AI. so maybe there's a lot of things we do. We're oblivious to it. We do it because we think it's just the thing we need to do at the moment. But it's actually training AI. Training something that's going to eventually replace us. Anyways, I'm probably going. I might cut this video short and just play a few more games just to occupy my mind, and then I want to paint or try and paint. But I mean, what's the point, eh? Who am I? Like, here's the thing. Now, like, my birthday's like coming to a close or fast approaching. What am I doing anything for anyone for? Like, what is the goal? I mean, the wages of this job are good, but I mean, it's not going to be a millionaire. Who am I painting for? Who am I making these videos for? Do I do it just to do it? And machine learn and train myself? Or is there someone I should be working for? It's just... life just seems dull and repetitive for the sake of being dull and repetitive. And there's no learning from it. There's no mission objective. It's just day in, day out. But man, like, the one thing that still kind of keeps me going, well, it's not the one thing, like, I have my cat. I take care of my cat, and he's a great cat, honestly. Such a sweetheart, such a teddy bear. He's a black cat, and even when I adopted him, I understood that black cats were usually not adopted too quickly, or always, they're the last ones in the shelter. So I was like, oh, I'll get a black cat. This was at the beginning of the pandemic. 2020, and saw a black cat on the site. Made a inquiry about him, and then came to. I had to, like, different cats. Like, hey, if this cat's not available, I'll go to this cat. And I think he was the second pick. I think the first pick got. I arrived at the shelter, and they said, oh, he's been adopted already. I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. So I'll go to my second pick, and it was this black cat. And they bring me deep into the shelter, and I'm passing other cats, there's kittens crying, and I'm like, oh, and then there's this older cat, but like, he's like 11 years old, and that's gonna be medical conditions, and I was like, oh shit, I can't even afford to take care of you. I'm sorry, man. He's like rubbing on the cage. I'm like, oh fuck. Well, let's just see what this black cat looks like. The lady brings me to the cage. I don't see anything. It's all dark. There's a smell, a weird smell. It's like, oh, it's a nasty smell. I don't know what it was. It was like a combination of cleaning agents and animal detritus. And then I look in and I see his eyes looking back at me, and I'm like, oh, there he is. And he didn't hiss or anything. He just stared at me. And I said to myself, okay, well, I guess you're number 2, and I should, he didn't seem excited to see me, but he didn't seem like overly aggressive or anything like that. So I'm like, yeah, let's get him in the cage. And she got him in the cage, no problem. He kind of went in straight away. Brought him home. He actually ended up hiding for days at a time when I first got him. And then, like, 3 days into his whole ordeal, thinking he's disappeared, I see him hiding in a pantry. I'm like, hey, come on, there's nothing to hurt you. And then that first meow, kind of like, hey, what's going on? And then he slowly approaches, and ever since then, he's been such a sweetheart. He's a real teddy bear. Yeah, so there's that. That's number one. Number two is, honestly, on my other Instagram page, it's trolling people online. I just think people they're just so arrogant and stupid, and again, I don't even make up shit. I just tell them the truth, and people get mad at me. And it's like, if truth kills them, let it destroy them. But I just don't get any of the recognition and attention. I just get all the nasty comments back at me, and I don't know. It's funny, and I get a kick out of it, but the ROI is not great. I don't know why there's other channels that seem to get big and all they're doing is being nasty, or like, I'm not even being nasty. Like, some of these channels are way worse than me. Like, am I not nasty enough? Am I too niche? Am I not being as hurtful as I can be? Or maybe I'm being throttled by the system. I always feel like I'm being throttled by the system. You know, everyone else is either living life on tutorial mode, easy mode, normal mode. I'm playing on legendary or brutal, and I'm getting my shit kicked in. And even when I do manage to beat a mission, I don't get an achievement. It's just up, do it again. Go through it again. Everyone else gets rewarded for their suffering. Me, nope, just go through it again. Do it again, keep doing it. No, for no other reason, just to do it. I'm hoping, I have this like idea in my head that this year is going to be special, or this point in my life is going to be like with age and experience. It's symbolically special, and I'm going to magically have a different personality or a different outlook, and it's going to help me excel. But part of me knows it's just going to be same shit, different day. I really hope the sound is picking up. I have the mic like basically in my mouth, and if it doesn't sound good, I am gonna be so pissed. Well, I just need to get a better headset. Because if I have a better headset, it'll drown out the fan. Like, it won't pick up the fan because of the ear. Like, I have this really basic headset. Well, maybe that won't even fix it. I don't know. Yeah, you know what? For a multitude of reasons, I'm gonna end this video now. So, I'll let you all think on that. Maybe comment, leave a like. If you agree, leave a nasty comment. If you don't, until next time, thank you, bye.